What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Paint Society Uncut. Today we got an awesome review. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna review the Sagola 4600 Trophy Truck Edition. We're gonna use this gun from Sealer, Base, and Clear. I really want to prove the point that you don't need 10 guns to paint. If you're looking for a really good gun, well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna demo this today. We're gonna unbox it, take a look at what it's got. I've heard nothing but amazing reviews, and let's see if the gun lives up to the hype. Let's check out what we got first. So we'll start with the unboxing. We have our cup if we need it, but we do use a PPS adapter. I'll go ahead and put the link in the description for this particular one. It's an S32. And then we have the gun here. Beautiful gun, nice finish, feels soft in the trigger. This is where most of the good gun quality you'll see is in the trigger. How does it feel? Does it feel notchy or does it feel soft and smooth? And a lot of that will come from the packing nut in this area and the engineering of it. I'll take a look at the front, the air cap, okay? And we, on this one, have a 1.3, okay? Running a 1.3. That's my overall general tip for everything that I do. So like any other gun, right, we're gonna have our fan adjustment at the top, and the fan adjustment is going to take us about 2.5 to 3 turns all the way. I prefer to keep that wide open, and then we'll adjust accordingly. And then on this gun, we have our fluid. Now on fluid, I'm gonna show you how to adjust it on wide open. It's gonna be the same for all guns. We're gonna hold that trigger, and we're gonna keep turning, and when we can't turn anymore, it's set to wide open. And we'll give it just a 1/4 of a turn in from there. We have our air adjustment valve, which we keep open, and we'll go ahead and put a coupler on here, and again, our PPS. So just like that, we're ready to go. I have my sealer and I have my gun. We're ready to go from start to finish, from sealer, base to clear, all with one gun. What am I looking for as I spray? How well does the gun break up the droplets? How well is the coverage, the speed? Does it work in my hand? Is it easy to maneuver? These are all key elements I look for when I'm reviewing a gun. And you'll find as the quality and the price goes up, well, you'll find a gun that just performs much better and more efficiently. So let's head into the booth and let's start spraying. I'm gonna start off around 23 to 24 PSI. Let's see what it does and make adjustments from there. Right off the bat, did you see the size of that fan? Did you see how quick it covered? Look at the dots. Look how fine they are. That's a sign of a good gun. Now the biggest question I get is, Brian, do I need to clean out my gun in between coats? Well, if you're spraying sealer, you don't need to clean it out between 1 and 2 coats, or base the first and second, or clear the first and second. You obviously need to clean it out between different material. Now, the way I do it is I'll take a rag and I'll get most of the material out here so I'm not wasting my lacquer thinner, and I'll take out my pin right here, my needle, all right? I'm not gonna break it down completely, but just enough to get all of my sealer out of there, okay? And then I'll come over top. I'll remove the air cap. The air cap generally does not get paint in it, just maybe a little bit of overspray. And then I'll just come here across the top. Now this has a coating on it. It reminds me of something similar to that Pro Light, you know, that coating that can be cleaned very well, where overspray doesn't stick to it. I'm in love with that coating, and that looks like what we have going on here. Okay, so a little bit of a wipe, We'll just go over the air cap a little bit, okay? And we're good to go. We'll pop it back on and we'll go ahead, and it's been 10 minutes since that sealer has been flashing. We'll check it out and we'll see if we're ready for our base coat. All right, so now this sealer edge has dried, and what I'm gonna use is a blending additive or a clear base coat. You can kill the edge with a edge melt away, but I like to use this because it kind of gives everything like a new coating. It will seal over that edge even though it's smooth anyways. And then from there, we'll put over our base coat. I'm using an extra slow reducer, so it's gonna blend out real nice. All right, so I'm doing about 10 minutes in between coats. Now, another reason why I like that sealer, that light sealer on your blend panels, it really shows you your coverage, right? The first couple coats, or the first coat, it looked a little bit light, almost blue. It's until the actual base gets the 2 or 3 coats that it needs, that it gets its full coverage. So by having that light sealer in this area, I can see that I have that full coverage. If we have black sealer, we don't know really. We don't know if it's the true color, and you don't know until you get out into the sun. Well, you know what? It's a little bit off right here. So doing that lighter sealer is a good tip to really give yourself a good idea. Hey, it's covered. Let's knock on that third coat real quick. Now you saw in the blend, I kind of like come across. I do it that way just to kind of fade it in. I don't like coming just abruptly and stopping. It's just an easier way for the metallics to just kind of find their way throughout the door, if that makes any sense to you. The gun is blending really well. We're ready to spray this. Now what I'll do in this booth is I'll just move this back a little bit. That way we're not getting any metallics on it, and I'm painting it over by the exhaust, right? So since I painted over by the exhaust, I know that my paint is moving this way and not back over the car, over our fresh paint job or fresh base coat right here. And now before I go ahead and base that, I'm checking the metallics, making sure that everything is good to go. It's looking good. Also double checking, do I have enough coverage? You know, in these lower areas, you'd be surprised that you miss it. But we're good to go here. A good sealer gun, or gun in general, will leave your sealer smooth. I mean, watch my tack rag, not getting caught up by any grittiness. This is just a sign right here to show you the effectiveness of a good undercoat. All right, so let's get to spraying. All right, let's go ahead. Let's knock on this second coat. I'll pop one more coat on that, let that flash. That's gonna be covered enough. A little bit of coverage needed in this area, I can tell, but I'm not gonna try to get it all in one shot. I need to let it flash before I can put down that third coat. Let's knock on that third coat real quick. Yeah, so now I'm gonna check for coverage. Now you noticed on that third coat, I went a little bit slower. I wanted to make sure I was putting it on nice enough so that I wouldn't have any sort of model. Now guys, what you don't understand is usually 99% of your problem is user error when it comes to painting, which I realize. We wanna blame the equipment, we wanna blame the gun. See, it's a little splotchy right here. See, it's a little bit light right here. I need to put some paint. But 99% of the time, it's just user error. We're good to go. All right, I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to spray. I already tacked off the door, the bumper, the fender, and I gotta tell you, it is really smooth. We're gonna go ahead on this first coat, clear. We're not gonna bring it to the edge. I don't like to build up the edge too much. We'll bring it just shy of here. We're just gonna keep it moving fast. We're gonna get the clear on. Fender, bumper, let's roll. I'm gonna be around 22, 23 PSI. Remember, all regulators are gonna be different. All shops are gonna be different. So the fact that I'm telling you pressure right now does not mean that's the ideal pressure for you. I don't go crazy with the first coat, guys. I really don't. I just get it on there. There might be some dry spots here and there. That's not because of the gun. That's just me. I'm spraying it so this first coat can kind of become the grip coat. Fender looks really good. Probably got one speck of dirt that'll probably disappear with the second coat. Bumper looks fantastic. Looks fantastic. Let's go ahead and wait about 8 minutes and then we'll spray on that second coat. So we're ready for that second coat. You're gonna find I'm gonna move a little bit slower with this coat, especially on a door. I'm gonna let the clear build up a little bit and smooth out. It's gonna look fantastic. So my final thoughts on a Sagola 4600. Well, I can tell you something. It's not the last time you'll see this gun on the channel. Truth be told, this is the very first time I've ever used this gun. It's felt like I've used it for years. From the ease of spraying sealer, base and clear, being in a professional environment, You need a gun that delivers each and every time. And that's just what it did here. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you go and check it out. I can tell you something, you won't be disappointed. Guys, this is Brian from Paint Society, reminding you, don't overthink it. It's just paint. Let's check it out now, and let's check it out when it gets assembled.